everyone. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. You want to be a smoking hot reader? Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't take as much work as what you would think. First of all, you need to find yourself a tarot deck, whatever kind of tarot deck appeals from you. This is Robin Wood, and the Robin Wood deck, has some vibrant colors. She's kind of got a Celtic flair to her cards. Here are a few of them. Upside down, that's the Justice. So find a deck that appeals to you, and then you might want to have like a few keywords. You could even write the keywords on the actual card if you wanted to. This is the Nine of Pentacles. So you have just a couple of keywords that you could just write on there. The third thing that is important to be smoking hot reader is to follow your gut feeling on the symbols. And so I read with about 5 to 7 decks, and I spread them all. Sometimes I spread them all out, but sometimes I'll just grab from different decks. What that does for me is it allows the artwork for different decks to influence the reading, because the artwork on the deck does influence the reading. So if we ask the same question, let's see, what do people always ask? Will I meet my soulmate? Okay, so then we've got this, what do I got here for this deck? The Golden Dawn. This is a little bit scary. You better be ready for violence on this deck because there's a lot of it in it. But let's say, am I going to meet my soulmate? This would be a client's question, and you would just shuffle the cards. This can be a little creepy to be showing somebody a card like this. It's not going to be pretty. Actually, the symbols in this card, it looks like it's a slave and a master, like he's a slave over that dog. And it's like, whoa, boy, you better be rethinking that soulmate thing. And we jump over here to the Robin Wood. It's a little more kinder reading. Is this person going to meet their soulmate? And you can kind of see that this is the Emperor on here, and it could be someone who's very set in their ways. Like, see, he's got his feet on the world. Well, it's got to be my way. I'm the leader. But that being said, if it's a woman client, you pull the Emperor. That's a male type figure who's very, he's very authoritarian. I guess we could say that. And if that's the type of relationship she wants, then, this card is a little more friendly. This can also identify patterns of control. I'd be like, in the past, did you ever have men try to control you, or the partner or woman? It goes both ways. Did you have a controlling partner? So see, the tarot gives you a little bit more information when you pull the cards, depending on the deck that you're pulling and the symbols that you're drawing from. So here's a kind of a interesting deck, the Tarot of Atlantis. This is not one that I use in my reading every day, but let's just go ahead and ask it. Is client A gonna meet their soulmate? And we'll pull one of these cards out, and you can kind of see the symbols here. Now, I hope the soulmate doesn't make you carry a barrel on your head. That it's the Queen of Pentacles, so that does look like another person's coming in. But if you look at the artwork, she looks like she's really unhappy. She is not looking like she's happy. So, and there's a lot of people in the crowd back there. Do you see that crowd back there? This is what I mean about drawing out the artwork to become a smoking hot reader. You'd be like, oh, I'm focused on that crowd and I don't know why. And I'm like, have you thrown away a lot of relationships? Like, do you judge them right away and they just toss them out because there's a big crowd of people? So you have to ask a few little more questions to realize that crowd was there for a reason. And it was drawing your attention, and so was the barrel. She's carrying this big barrel. It looked like, a burden, like relationships were a burden to her. So maybe she had, some issues to work out around her views on relationships. So a smoking hot tarot reader, what do? You learn a little bit about each card. Not a lot. You don't have to learn a lot, but, write some keywords on the cards. Don't be afraid to destroy them. Write in the margins. You can always buy another deck once you memorize them. Go off the symbols of the deck and make sure you have artwork that depicts something going on. If you have a deck and nothing's going on in there, and you have nothing to draw from, there's like a picture of a tree and that's it. It's, tree tarot or something. What are you going to do with that? You can't take the symbols from that. All your readings would have they have to be about trees. So choose your deck carefully, and do try reading with 4 or 5 decks spread out in front of you, and pull a few from each deck, and then draw from the symbols of all these. And then create this story about the reading, like, oh my gosh, you know, look what's going on in this picture, but does the next card contradict it, or do they all have a common theme? So you can kind of use the cards to blend each other. And folks, that's just a little taste of how you too can become a smoking hot reader, and I hope you do. Thank you so much for joining me today.